Yes, welcome again to my mathematics online tutorial, and in today's class we shall be discussing implicit differentiation. And look at this simple problem on the board. They say find the slope of the curve with equation x sine y plus cos y square equal to 1 at point 1, 0. That is, your x is 1 and your y is what? 0. Now, solution. Let's copy the question, which is x sine y plus cos y square equal to 1. So what are we going to be doing now? Look at this critically. X sine y, there are two products that are being multiplied together. We have x and we have sine y. So it means we are going to be using what? Product rule to differentiate these two. Listen. And then here, this is cos y square. We are going to be differentiating with respect to y. But here, what are we going to be using? We are going to be using chain rule here. Alright? We're going to be using chain rule here. Now, look at it. Let me just try this way. D dx as x sine y plus what? D dx, that is the first step, cos y square equal to what? D dx 1. Alright? Now, this is x sine y. So let us keep, we'll be using product rule. So let's keep x constant to differentiate sine y. When you differentiate sine y, you have what? Cos y. But mind you, anytime you are differentiating with respect to y, you do what? You multiply the result by dy dx. And that is why here we have dy dx being multiplied by the result. Plus, we are not going to be keeping sine y constant. Y will differentiate x. Differentiating x will have what? 1. Alright? Now, plus, look at it. We are going to be differentiating cos y square. So that is why, let's make use of this side of the board. We are going to be differentiating cos y square. But now we will use function of function because of this square. I don't know we have cos y. Would have said differentiating cos y will have what? Minus sine y. But now because of this square, we will use what? Function of function, which is chain rule. Look at it. Let me introduce an arbitrary function. Maybe you can say m should be what? M should be cos y square. So that from here, so that we can now say u is equal to y square. So that u should be equal to what? Y square. Now, the y now will be equal to what? 2y. So let me call this equation y. Look at it again. M is equal to cos y square. Alright? My u is equal to this y square. So from here, the u, the y will have 2y. Now, so this m now will be what? M will be equal to cos this y square now. We say it should be what? U. It means this equation is now reduced to this. Now, the m, the u is going to be what? Differentiating this, you have minus sine u. Alright? So this is equation 2. So when you multiply equation 1 by equation 2, we have succeeded in finding the what's it called? The derivative of this, that is the m, the y. So look at it now. Therefore, because we are looking for the m, the y, will be equal to what? The u, the y, multiplied by what? The m, the u. If you check it out, an attempt to cancel the u will return back to the m, the y. So what is the u dy? The u dy is 2y. When you multiply this by the m du, which is minus sine u. So it means the result of what? We have minus 2y sine u. But what is u? U is, look at it, u is y square because we made an assumption earlier. So minus 2y sine what? Y square. So this is the derivative for this place. That is why I said we should remove it outside and do it. And why I remove it? Because so that, And even this was done here, would I be confused? And I introduced about an arbitrary function. So let m be equal to the cos y square. So my target here is to find the m, the y, which we now got. This is now the m, this the y. It is at this point you will now come and substitute your result here. But mind you, anytime you are differentiating with respect to y, I told us, because this is implicit differentiation. What are we going to do? We multiply the result by the y ds. So bringing this equation here now, that is this result here, minus 2y sine what? Y square. But we multiply by what? The y dx. Equal to, differentiating this one, you have what? 0, because this is a constant. When you differentiate a constant, you have what? 0. Now, what are we going to do? Let me rewrite this. Write this again. We have x cos y dy dx plus sine y, plus minus, just a minus, because minus supersedes plus because we have plus, we have minus. So in the case like this, we pick minus. It's 2y and y square dy dx. Now, what is our target? Our target is to find what? The y dx. So let us take this one. Let me just say equal to 0. So let's take this one to this side, so that we retain the one that contains the y ds. So x cos y dy dx minus 2y sine y square dy dx equal to, this sine y will be going to this side, becomes minus sine y. All right? Keeping, this 0 is nothing. So that is why I decided to neglect it here. Look at it. This is plus sine y. As it is crossing to this side, it becomes negative. Now, what are we going to do to this? The y dx should be factored out. Now say the y dx. So we will be left with x cos y, all right, minus what? 2y sine y square equal to what? Minus sine y. Then what are we looking for now? We are looking for what? The y ds. Look at what we've done again. I took this sine y to this side, becomes negative. Then we are left with this and this. Now here again, the y ds is common. So I factor out one dy ds. So now we are looking for dy ds. So here now, therefore, my dy ds, that is, divide both sides by this, so that dy ds will stand alone. That is, we are trying to make dy ds the subject of the formula. Now minus sine y all over x cos y minus 2y sine what? Y square. Now, this is the derivative. Let's say find the slope. The slope is the same as finding the derivative. Let's say find the slope of a function is still the derivative. So dy dx is the slope. But they are not saying at a point 1, 0. It therefore means the dy dx at point what? 1, 0 will become what? Anywhere we see x, we put 1. Anywhere we see y, we put 0. That is the meaning. No, this is x, this is y. So now, here it is going to be minus sine. What is y? It's a 0. All over x. X is what? 1. So 1 multiplied by cos y, which is 0, minus what? 2. Y is 0. Then sine what? Sine y, which is still 0. 0 square. Sine 0 is 0. All over. This cos 0 here is 1. 1 times this. So this is 1. Everything is 1. 0. Look at it. Look at it. Sine 0. 0 square. 0 square is 0. Sine 0 is 0. 0 times, this is 2 times 0 times this. So the answer here is 0. But mind you, we have 1 multiplied by what? Cos 0. What is cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. And then 1 minus here, that is 0. That is why we have 1 here. And 0 all over 1, we have 0. So it means the slope of the curve with equation s sine y plus cos y square equal to 1 at this very point is equal to what? 0. God bless us. Bye.